Peace, everyone. It's BlackHighPriestess. So, I think it's time that we had an advanced conversation about destiny swapping. This just kind of came over me. Um, so, I feel as though the topic of destiny swapping is becoming a little more popular and prevalent among people, not just in the spiritual community. Um, I think there have been enough movies and TV shows and metaphysical discussions in pop culture entertainment, and people are making correlations. So because I deal with the spirit realm, I want to give you guys a very advanced um, discussion and an advanced lecture on destiny swapping. I want to start by saying, um, all right, well, let's just dive into the topic. I I want to start by saying what is not destiny swapping. Um, and when I say these things are not destiny swapping, what I mean is, I don't want my uh, my students, my followers, or anyone, watching to confuse these things that I'm going to mention with destiny swapping in and of itself. These things I will mention um, are, I don't want to say normal behavior, but these things that I'm going to mention are not spiritual. All right. So I'm gonna get into the spirituality of destiny swapping, which mostly deals with tarot and fortune telling. Which is why the Bible and the scriptures preach against fortune telling, and that form of spiritism. Because destiny swapping is a real thing, but I want people to be clear on the spiritual aspect of it. Energy vampirism. While this is a metaphysical thing, it's not purely spiritual. Metaphysics that can deal with it. It's metaphysics is kind of a middle ground between the physical and what is spiritual, or it is the middle ground between what is scientifically explained and phenomenal, so to speak. So, energy vampirism is metaphysical. What do I mean by that? Energy vampirism is it's you're dealing with energy. That's why it's called energy vampirism, not spiritual vampirism. Vampirism can be spiritual, but it's when vampirism is spiritual, that is when I would say that's when you're dealing with a spirit. And that is when you're dealing with an incubus or a succubus, which is a high vampire that is a spirit. A vampire is a physical being. All right? A vampire is not a spirit and it's not a ghost. Vampires are physical beings. All right? So when you're dealing with energy vampirism, you're dealing with a physical being, just like a vampire may be or appear to be flesh and blood, but they are just like a witch can be flesh and blood, but is different than a woman. A warlock can be flesh and blood, but is a mage, not a mere man or mortal, you know. So a vampire is a physical being. And when you're dealing with an energy vampire, you're dealing with a, so to speak, a person, a physical being that can be flesh and blood. But this person has the gift, the ability to take energy from other people. Um this is a form of kinesiology. If you gave energy vampirism a scientific term, you're dealing with kinetic energy, and that's kinesiology. And these things are physical, and they deal with physical things. They deal with mostly electricity and how it operates in the body. Um, but when you're dealing with kinetic energy, you're dealing with a person who can have, well, how can I describe kinetic energies? So to speak. Um, like I, uh, the ability to move something with your mind, that's physical. If it's spiritual, it's because of a spirit. This is why magic is different than than witchcraft. There are masculine and feminine aspects of one or the other, but magic is different than spirituality. Magic deals with creating illusions, and it creating the illusion that something is phenomenal, although it can be scientifically and technologically explained. It creates an illusion. When you make a pact with a spirit or with the devil or certain things, you get spiritual powers. You get a spiritual ability that is not um natural to a human, you know. um so Energy vampirism is different than destiny swapping. um and I say energy vampirism, I say this to say energy vampirism, while it does come from a person who is a vamp, who that is what their being is, more so than just mere human mortal. They are vamp, and they have that energy vampirism in the context of someone stealing your energy and draining you. It is it's normal, and this is something I talk to witches about a lot. It is normal when you are gifted, and as I always say, when you are physically attractive, especially when when you're not just physically attractive, but you are far more attractive than other people or than everyone else in your environment. um it is normal when you have these gifts for other people to want to attach themselves to you. This is why I talk so much about witches setting boundaries, because when you have powers and you have gifts, most of your life is going to be spent protecting them. And that's the part of witchcraft. The most important thing of witchcraft is keeping the secrets, you know, keeping your gift. um Energy vampirism in this context, it's normal for people, vampires, but just people in general, to want to attach to you. it A person wanting to attach to you, a person wanting to look like you, wanting to dress like you, wanting to do their makeup, wanting to, have the same style as you. If you are attractive, it is normal And this is, and that's why I want to, that's why I want to get into what the spiritual aspect is. But it's normal for people to want to be like you when you um when you are more gifted, you know, and you know how to unwrap those gifts and use them. It's normal. Envy is not destiny swapping. Envy is,
Hypergear Bluetooth device is ready to
it's
pair.
normal for people to envy you when you are gifted. It's normal for people to study you and want to figure things out. It's normal for them to treat you differently when you are gifted. All right? It's normal for people to want what you have when you have gifts. It's not, that's not destiny swapping. Admiration is normal. It is normal for people to admire you. It is normal for people to admire you um, through mimicking you, through copycatting. It's normal for people to admire you by learning how to do the things that make you special and different. All right. These things come with being gifted. These things come with being attractive. These things come with being beautiful as a woman. These things come with being powerful as a man. These things come with being influential as an individual, not as a, when you are in a group setting. These things come with being influential. All right. So energy vampirism, envy, admiration, these behaviors, it's still not spiritual when a person is expressing these frankly very normal human or normal personal sentiments, taking someone's energy, envying them, taking their style, wanting to be like them. When a person has a mental illness, when a person has a mental sickness, that is when energy vampirism turns into this person is constantly draining you instead of feeding back energy into you by having something of their own to bring to the table. Typically, a person who is an energy vampire will have a intimate relationship with with their resource, and this person will be their best friend or their lover or their spouse, you know, maybe even a family member. And because they draw energy from that person and that one particular person and source on a regular basis, they are compensating that by being a protector, by being a provider, by providing a level of humor that is healing and elevates that person in life. They are compensating or giving the same level of energy back to that person when it's time to share. Energy vampirism is not always, it is a trait that someone has, and it does not make them evil. It's a trait that they have. They are vampire. That's a trait. It's a genetic trait. I don't know how, you know. So when a person like that has a mental disorder, that is when you're going to start to constantly feel drained around them. That is when you will not be able to be around them or hang around them without feeling drained. When they are mentally sick, meaning they have a form of narcissism or they lack empathy and they cannot socialize in a civilized manner because of their lack of empathy. They have a mental disorder. So when a person has a mental disorder, these things that are not destiny swapping can express themselves as destiny swapping, or it can express themselves as what people consider to be destiny swapping behavior. So when someone is mentally sick, then their energy vampirism becomes you have no tolerance to be around them because they drain you so much. When a person is mentally sick, then their envy becomes they try to sleep with your man. They start rumors about you to get your friends, to get your clique, your social resources, your friends. They, they know that you just got a job, you're about to go on vacation, you're something big has just happened in your life and that you're about to celebrate. They go out of their way to sabotage your celebrate what has your blessing, so to speak, and your accomplishment. When envy expresses itself as mental sickness, that is when someone becomes fixated on taking what they want away from you. When admiration expresses itself as a mental sickness, that's when a person will go and get the exact same haircut, exact same hair color, exact same outfit and dress. This is why I do stop telling people where you buy your clothes. And this is not a spiritual thing. People out here are sick. And this is why I keep telling women and witches and attractive women with the gift of Oshun, you do not we do not have the privilege of associating with other people in the same way, because when people admire you, you cannot be friends with them. When people when and that is to say, I'm trying to find a better word than admiration, but any of the, when but it is true. When someone admires you, you can't be friends with them. When someone envies you, you can't be friends with them. When someone um makes you uncomfortable and you can't tolerate being around them, you can't be friends with them. So this is why I tell beautiful women and witches, we just don't have the privilege. We have, our beauty does, we have to use our beauty for what it is. But the curse, so to speak, and I don't want to say that it's a curse, I don't like saying that, but it feels like that a lot. But the issue with it and what comes with it is we lose the privilege of just having normal connections with strangers. We are worshipped. And instead of people getting to know us as a person, they are interacting with us from a place of, I am worshiping you. And you cannot have intimacy with someone who is worshiping you. You are their goddess, you know? So, intimate relationships, which is friendships, which is friendships and marriage, the even sometimes making money when it's not just a job, but it is a business that you are doing with a business partner. A business When you have a business partner, that is the other form of intimacy. Business partnerships, sexual partnerships, and platonic intimacy, friendships. You cannot have intimacy with someone who um you cannot have intimacy with someone who is looking up to you. You can have only have intimacy with someone who is looking directly at you, that you are evenly yoked with. You cannot have intimacy with someone looking up to you, because they are not going to be able to fulfill their role in the relationship. You are automatically more powerful than them, and they look at you as that, and they are going to treat you like that. And it's a shame how what beauty as a woman does to other women. um and this may be a little bit of a tangent, but again, I warn women and witches, don't do once someone shows you that they are worshiping you, because you are gifted and because you know how to present yourself as the person you are in public. You know how to put yourself together to where you look your best. You look the best version of you. When someone is worshiping your beauty, your attractiveness, your powers, they, and they're admiring you and everything, you have to set boundaries. You have to set boundaries because when people are treating you like you're a celebrity, but you don't have bodyguards, they will cross boundaries. You are no longer a person to them. You are no longer somebody with feelings to them. You are now an object. The moment someone looks up to you and it is admiring you as if you are a celebrity, and they are, when they start to celebrate you, do you get what I'm saying? Celebrities celebrate. So when you are being celebrated, you're not being respected, all right? And respect is the foundation of intimacy. Mutual respect. That's the foundation of intimacy. So when someone is celebrating you, what do I mean by that? By treating you like a celebrity because they're celebrating you. When women start to be fangirls over your outfit, over your makeup, over how great your hair looks, over how beautiful you are as a woman. When they start to celebrate you in public and draw more attention to you because they are celebrating you, they're objectifying you. They are not giving you space and privacy, which is respect. They would not be openly they would not celebrate you in a disrespectful way if you had bodyguards the way a celebrity often does, if they're smart enough to spend their money on that. It's not up for question for a sovereign to have bodyguards, which is the national army. It's not up for question for a sovereign, or as our president does not go anywhere without the CIA agents protecting them. A sovereign, it's not up for question whether a sovereign, every time they are in public, they have to cover their physical skin and not be touched. That's what wearing gloves comes from, and other forms of covering. And they have bodyguards to keep people from trying to interact with them. When you are treated like a celebrity, people are not, um um they're not practicing etiquette and how they interact with you. They are objectifying you. And the whole interaction with them will be about them taking something from you, them trying to learn something from you, them needing guidance or advice, or really just fishing for you to compliment them so they can feel validated by you, who is powerful and influential because you're gifted, namely with beauty as a woman. We don't have the we our extreme beauty does not grant us the privilege of connecting to the public the way other people do. We must guard ourselves at all times if you do not actually have a bodyguard. I went to an event last night, and while I was very pleased with, how many classy black people were at the event, um, I was also reminded, uh, um, that I'm too big for small spaces, and I am not always safe in small spaces because people in small spaces feel, because they are in proximity, they're in proximity to a power that they had never have and maybe never will experience outside of being in proximity to me. You know, this is not ego. I'm telling you my life experiences. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I experienced last night. I was reminded how unsafe it is for me to be in places looking my best unless I know someone and know people and can have someone there that I can trust to make sure I am not harassed. which happens a lot. And harassment is always not always physical sexual harassment. Um and this is what I say, when you're beautiful, people harass you. And it can be traumatic. Um but the reality of it is, when you're beautiful, um we have no choice but to be strong. We have to go out into the world as who we are. And this is what differentiates beauty from, and I don't want to say ugliness, but being average, is confidence. When you look at a woman and she is not expressing her full beauty potential, it's because she lacks confidence. It's because she's scared of being harassed. She can't handle harassment. And there was a statement that came up, and it said, fortune favors the brave. And I had to realize, like, how many times I've been called brave, and how brave I am to express the fullest potential of my beauty and still go out without a man. Go out with the confidence to know that I can wield my beauty so powerfully that I don't get harassed, or and of course I'm safe. I'm not like walking the street like that, but even being at an event alone, and all the men there see that you're a single woman, I can't really explain what it, and it really opened my eyes, and it almost made me feel bad for the upload that I did yesterday, but I can't be silent when the ancestors use me to speak. And I hope you guys do understand that, the way the when I'm being a oracle for the Orisha, um and for the African ancestors, that's it, it's not all it's what the messages I have to deliver do not necessarily dictate how I treat people. And sometimes I feel bad after I've delivered a message, and but I realize, like, well, I'm Black High Priestess first and foremost, and people can handle the truth. Hopefully they can handle the truth. Um, but Oya be given the truth. And so when so many when and so when I was around so many really attractive Black women and attractive Black men, but also so many Black men that did approach me. I'm like, I say the things that I say, but without fail, the more I complain about Black men, the more I receive what I need from them in the physical, in real time. That's how things work for me. I've always noticed that. And again, a lot of times sometimes I'm not always complaining. I'm trying to give Black women guidance to not go through the things that I have gone through, and to um maybe just learn from me, so you don't have to end up single in your 50s. Back on the subject of destiny swapping, my point is, ladies, when you have the confidence to upskill your potential to its fullest, and that is how you show up in public, and that is how you show up for yourself. That's how you show up in life, showing people, giving your fullest potential. You're going to get people that cling to you, because they're not reaching their fullest potential. And it is up to you to understand that you're not going to have the privilege of having all these intimate friendships, and being part of a group, and all these other things, because you can't be around people that admire you. And there are very few people who are really, really living up to their full potential, and whose appearance represents that they live their life to their fullest potential. And when you go out, you have to protect your energy. You're going out to socialize, you're going out to be stimulated, you're going out to have a good time. You're not going out to teach people, you're not going out to son motherfuckers, you're not going out to be nobody mama or daddy and raise them on how to be you. Don't let people suck up your whole night trying to figure out how to be you because they complimented you this and that, and now they want to talk to you and learn everything about you. What I do, here's a trick, and this is what I do, and this is what, this is what I kind of have to do, to remain polite and set boundaries when etiquette is so important in networking, the social networking that I do. When a woman has turned you into a celebrity and she lacks the ability to really network with you and really get to know you because you are now the celebrity, and she does not know how to form a relationship with you, and now she can now she, now there's not much she can do to impress you because now you are her celebrity and she's so in awe of you. You do not need to let a strange woman, and again, she may be admiring you. I'm sure she's nice, I'm sure she's kind about it, I'm sure she's very insecure, and she's probably, and even if she seems confident, if she's making you a celebrity and making a spectacle of how great you are, she's insecure. Secure women who are secure with themselves, do not try to take away the security of another woman by making a spectacle out of her. And let ladies, please understand this. Every woman that looks good knows she looks good. She wouldn't look good if she didn't know she looked good already and knew that how she looked good. She would not look good if she didn't know that she looked good. No woman who looks good needs you to tell her. She knew the moment she left the house and when she put that outfit on and did her hair and makeup that way that it looked good. And it's not her first rodeo. Most women that look good did not just come fresh out of the salon. They've been looking good for years. That's who they are. It's not, oh, I fresh out the salon because I got to go be a bridesmaid. That's who they are. No woman who looks good needs any other woman to tell her that. She probably needs a man to come offer her a resource because of it. So, ladies, please stop sucking up the energy of women who look good and leave space for the men. We don't need to talk to you. The only thing we need from looking good is a man with some money. We don't need your compliments. We don't need that. And we don't need your friendship. We understand how isolating our beauty is, and we because we love ourselves, we're okay with going home alone. We're not desperate to make female friends. So, ladies, when a woman is now becoming, and I don't want to say desperate to be friends with you or anything like that, but when she has made you a celebrity, do not give information out about yourself, and that includes, don't let her know your birthday. You don't have to let her know your zodiac. You don't have to let her know, um and if for the sake of conversation and business networking, there may be some things that everyone may ask you that night. If everyone may be asking you where you work, what you do, what your job title is, what relationship you have to the particular event, and why you're there. So you got to kind of navigate that too. This is why when you do business networking as much as I do, you are prepared to socialize. You're fully prepared, not just in how you look, but in how and the information you are going to give these strangers that you're meeting, and how you're going to make an impression on them if they have the opportunities that you're looking for. So when women start to interfere with your business networking by making you a celebrity, um, after you are polite, she may ask you this or ask you that, or she may compliment you and still be talking to you and this and that. Ask her a question. I don't care what it is. Ask her a question. Don't be rude and don't be stupid, mean, or rude. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. I don't care how mean another woman is being to you. Don't you ever be mean to people. It's ugly. It's demonic. And that how you handle people being mean is you walk away, you stare at them, you stay silent. If you need to retaliate, you do it legally. That's the only way to retaliate legally if you're a lady. Being mean is ugly, and it is only something ugly women do, and if you do it back, you'll be ugly. You can be a smart ass, meaning you can say something that's a bit smart alecky, or even a use humor to kind of let a person know that you're aware that they're being mean, that you're not dumb. But please do not be mean. Don't be mean. And really, and do not fight. Okay. If someone is fighting you, and this is why learning self-defense is so important, because it is just that, it's self-defense, and it can show you how to posture yourself when someone is being physical to you, to where you don't engage in a physical fight with them in public, you know. So, but do not be physically fighting. If someone is fighting you, yeah, defend yourself and everything, but don't get into a physical fight with them. De-escalate it, or um defend yourself in the most effective way possible, which hopefully you're trained to do. So you need to end it immediately. And ending it and de-escalating is by defending yourself in a way that makes that person incapable of attacking you or hurting you again, or choosing self-defense and then exiting the situation instead of re-engaging the fight in the name of I'm going to defend myself. Don't re-engage. But if they are attacking you in a way where you have to defend yourself, make sure that they are immobilized to where they cannot attack you again. And that takes a lot less energy than it does to physically fight. It takes a lot less energy to immobilize someone in as self-defense, to where they cannot attack you again because you've done a move that has now immobilized them. All right. And this is why if you can't date a man who thinks like this, you don't have a man. And that's my standard for men. My father killed people in Vietnam, and I'm just realizing, like, my standard is through the roof, because men are just don't, I'm not used to being around men who don't know how to kill. I really, you guys, and I'm starting to learn that about myself, and I hope that I've set the bar higher for black women who didn't have a father figure like I did, to really set the bar high. But I'm just realizing, like, because I've been watching the A-Team movie. I for like the it's been like all week. It's been at least 4 days. I have been watching the A-Team movie nonstop, back to back. Oh, by the way, Peace Trench Baby and Jihan Su Kaku Ching Sing. Jihan Su Kaku Sing. Peace. Um, I've been watching the A-Team like all week, back to back, just nonstop. The first 20-25 minutes, it's like on repeat. Such a good movie. But like I watched the A-Team when growing up as a kid. That was mostly my brother, but I'm just now realizing how much, like, any military movie that comes out, when it gets to nine, I haven't watched all the 9/11 ones because that's kind of boring. But any military movie, any war related, military related, and anything like that, and espionage, and anything crime, I am there. You said cat, you like cat, yeah. Oh, well, there he is. So there's that. Um, but I, yeah, I'm just like, I just realized, like, I am so, like, a lot of my entertainment comes from watching warriors, and that's why I think I like a lot of historical dramas or mythology, because a lot of times there's war, like in Lord of the Rings, it was war. So having a Marine as a father, was, just, it really, I'm learning how warped my mind is. I have been watching the A-Team nonstop, back to back. The movie is so good. Right, that's Bradley Cooper at his the movie's just great. It's I just love the way it's put together as a film person, and just seeing them bring it to life in a film. I can't stop watching it, and I'm just every time I watch it, I look at different little military nuances that I like. I pick up on how Face is using psychology, how he's keeping the guy talking until he gets rescued. Like I'm picking up on um just the psychology that Face actually uses throughout. He figured out the plan at the end of the movie because they were asked out. They didn't know what to do after they thought their whole plan was gone, and now he's like, no, well, he used psychology. He used psychology and trickery. Military teaches psychology a lot. Just the way everyone in the whole movie knew how to get out of a pair of handcuffs. The movie is so good. Like, it's so phenomenal. And it's so phenomenal because every time I watch it, I'm picking up on something different that my father taught me about being a warrior and about the military and about what you just know and how you know how to get in and out of situations. And just looking at how fucking shell shocked Murdoch is, it's just phenomenal. I am going to watch that movie after I'm done with this upload. I can't stop watching it. I'm addicted to watching it. It is just really doing a lot for me. And I feel like I do those things when I get in these modes where I kind of miss my dad. But uh, back to the destiny swapping. So, ladies, when a woman is um when she's making you a celebrity, and she's ladies, you do not have to interact with each other by complimenting each other so much all the time. Peace, Zia James. I'm wonderful. How are you? um so, ladies, when a woman is doing that, be nice, be cordial, but the first you want to do is start asking her about herself. Take the topic off of you. Let her know that you are not about to share everything about yourself with her because she's admiring you. Remind her that she is a person too, and that she has to feed this conversation, and if she can't, it's going to end. You're not going to sit here and be so nice and stupid and talk about yourself, you know through the whole conversation, because she's so in awe of you. What the first thing you do? Can you have a shout out to Zia James, G6W? Do I know you in real life? um yeah, you can shout out. You can ask a question too. Let me know if you have a question. I'm already going on a tangent, so remember, you guys, catch me while you can. Ask your spiritual questions. So, the quickest way to cut a woman off from celebrating you is to ask her about herself, and continue to ask her about herself. So she now has her mind is reprogrammed. So she now is experiencing what she's dishing out. She's experiencing what it's like for someone to be so interested and to dart interest and admiration. Give Make her the celebrity. They immediately make her talk about herself, so she can take away her insecurity being around you. All that complimenting is insecurity. Zia. Zia. So you immediately want to turn her into the celebrity, and not only does that humble her, or not only does that reprogram her mind to remember that she is in a social interaction. She's not a fan meeting a celebrity. She is in a social interaction, and she needs to behave that way. You are not going to allow her to turn this into a book signing. This isn't no fucking book signing. This isn't no fucking backstage meetup. You are a stranger, and she needs to respect that by giving equal contributions, or understanding, I'm not here for you. I'm not here to be worshipped. Sorry if I'm not explaining it right. To Aya. It's I. Where are you? You Japanese or something? To Aya. Ziaya. Yeah. You Japanese? To Aya? Toaya, Zaya James, you black. What am I not? What you? Oh, is that the sim? What's Toaya? It's Zaya, Zaya. Shout out, shout out Zaya, Toaya, Aya, Aya. It's all priestess. Um, you gotta cut that off, and that is the way to protect your energy, and that is also just the way to protect your privacy. When people treat you like you a celebrity, they will invade your privacy. It's no one's business where you got your clothes or how you became awesome. They can compliment you, and then they have to network with you, then they have to contribute. This is not, they have to show why, you know what benefit that you have from speaking to them. They have to show that they can reciprocate and do something for you, teach you something, share something with you. It has to be banter, it has to be back and forth, it has to be evenly yoked. You always have to demand that. And the most polite way to stop a woman from treating you like a celebrity because of how you look in public is to make her talk about herself. Um, you know, and so, like without further ado, the women, when you look good, it is normal for people to do these behaviors, and if they have a mental disorder, they are going to take it to an extreme level. They are going to, like I said, they'll take envy. When someone has a mental disorder, they're going to try and sleep with your man. They're going to try and sleep with your with the person you're dating. They may try to they may try to steal a friendship that you have, but it's more so going to be like they may try to steal an opportunity that you have. Like you get a job, they will apply at the same job. You know what I'm saying? And this is another thing, like I said, when a person has a mental disorder, admiration um will turn into copycat behavior. Admiration will turn into single white female. Um one thing that I also want to warn, which is how to just protect your privacy when you're having conversations. Hold on, it just left me. Let me get the thought back. Yeah, there it is. When Another way to protect your privacy as a gifted woman, when you are meeting someone and they're admiring you and they're getting to know you, and you are telling them who you are, meaning you're letting them know, I'm Black High Priestess. I model. I'm a film critic. I'm a food critic. You let them know that, this is what I do. Maybe some of you, for example, maybe you're a yoga instructor. Say you go out, you're getting to know someone, oh, I'm a yoga instructor. Oh yeah, I've been wanting to get into yoga. Cut that shit off right there. It is okay if someone is trying to uh interact. If someone is awkward and they're just trying to relate to you and like, oh yeah, I've been wanting to get into yoga, or what studio do you work at? Maybe I can come to one of your classes. That's normal. If they're trying to support what you do, it's normal. You say, "Hey, I'm a yoga instructor," or I teach comedic yoga these days, or I have an online class, that I do once a week. If they're like, "Oh, that's really cool. Let me get more information on that. Maybe I can come to one of your classes. Oh wow, I've been really, it's funny cuz I've been really wanting to get to yoga. Where is your shop? How can I take your class? That's normal. If you tell someone, "Oh, I do yoga." "Oh yeah, yeah, I've been wanting to get into yoga and um I and yeah, I'm interested in doing that and um if they are not showing that they are in support of what you do, or if they cannot show that they have equal or greater expertise in yoga, if they can't say, what else is normal is if you say, "Hey, I'm a yoga instructor." "Oh, oh, really? That's funny. I got certified to be a yoga instructor about 5 years ago myself. Where did you get your certification?" "I took it through this company." That's normal. That's networking. That's not trying to upstage you this or that. That's letting you know that, hey, I relate to you. Hey, we do the same thing. How can we join our circles as two people who are yoga instructors? That's perfectly normal. And I don't want to say the mental disorder thing, but what gets into the people with these mental disorders is when you explain what you do and they immediately now take interest in it. "Oh, really? Yeah, that I want to get into that," or "I've been thinking about getting into that, this and that." If they have been thinking about getting into that, that's great. But that needs to be followed up with, "Okay, I can learn from you because you are a professional in it." It should not be them trying to learn from you on the spot right there, or them trying to how can I don't know how to say it, trying to manipulate you into sharing your expertise with them without paying you. It should not be, "Oh, well, oh yeah, I've been trying to do that. I've been trying to get, all that meek, humble, I've been trying to." Ain't no fucking "I've been trying to." Either you do or you don't. And if a person doesn't, they should not be trying to act like they know and do what you do. And if they are not professional at it, and it's just something that they do as a hobby or they've been getting into, then they're probably just a copycat. If they are not professional at something, um they probably got into it because everyone else around them does, and they felt the need to be interesting, which means they don't have personality. And you don't, when ladies, when another thing is, again, let a woman, when a woman's making you a celebrity, make her talk about herself. And also, do not do not teach her how to be you. If she's just getting into something or just trying to figure something out, tell her your business information and how she can purchase your product or service. That's it. There is no more discussion about that topic with her. Because if she's just getting into something, she's not qualified to have the conversation with you. And if it's a hobby of hers, then that's fine. It's a hobby. But a lot of if you make money doing something and someone does it as a hobby because they're not confident enough to make money off of it, or because it's not their path, they do it as a hobby, they can say that as a hobby and then they can support you, you know but they should not be trying to compete with you, and they not should not, no one should be acting like they are into the same things that you're into. It's okay for a man who's trying to date you to do that. When a woman is doing that because you look good and everything, and she's trying to manipulate you into sharing information, with you, by acting like, so I hope you guys kind of understand. When you talk about what your profession is, and when you talk about your hobbies and your skills, and she's just now getting into it, no, that's not. And I really shouldn't say if you make money off of it, but because you can have a hobby, but you could have been biking for 10 years. You could have climbed Mount Everest or something, and someone is just now getting into hiking or just now getting into that. That's great and everything, but if you've accomplished, and they're trying to be cute, it's not going to work out. They can be cute by paying you to teach them, but having these conversations about people who's trying to be cute, um, and giving them free professional lessons on how to be cute because you're certified in something, that's not gonna fucking fly, ladies. So the when especially with the networking, like I say, don't let a woman make you a celebrity and try and get all information, and don't let a woman manipulate you into teaching her how to be cute. Either she's professional in something, or she is ready, willing, and able to purchase your product or service because she admires you so much. Anything outside of that is she got mental disorders. She does not know how to socialize. She has a level of insecurity that does not make her capable of being your friend. She is only capable of being a client. You know? Don't when you have a level of confidence, when you have a particular level of confidence, you have no business um having intimacy with people who don't have the same level of confidence as you. They have to pay because people who do have the same level of confidence with they don't mind paying you for to learn. They don't mind giving you the respect that you deserve for what you are, for the energy you're bringing. But when you have these gifts and you don't have bodyguards, you have to set extreme boundaries with people because they objectify you and they treat you like an object, and they treat you like you are a fountain that is supposed to pour into them because you are amazing and they have proximity to you. So cut that shit, so cut those things. Hello, Gordon. Hello, Gordon. Dr. Kleiner, Black Mesa. Um, Do I know you? Peace anyway, welcome. Um so what I want let's so I want to again say that these behaviors and these mental disorders, that's not destiny swapping. And um when these are physical things that are destiny swapping is it's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. um and that's why fortune telling, all that deals with reading, divining your destiny, get divination. And that's why I want to say, when the spiritual aspect of destiny swapping, you open the gates to destiny swapping spiritually through tarot. This is one of the main reasons I no longer use tarot um to as a consultation tool. If I use any and that's the thing, tarot is a tool of divination. Cowrie shells are tools of divination. Even the things like bibliomancy, and just because you're using the Bible, it's still a tool of divination. um Runes are tools of divination. Reading candle wax, um that's well reading candle wax is actually witchcraft. Reading candle wax is an aspect of your spell. However, the reading, any type of reading, is divination. So anytime you're using an object to um divine a message, that's divination. Now, it does not have to be necessarily divining something about destiny, but divination in general opens the gate to destiny swapping. It opens the gate to a spirit to now use that tool and manipulate you into what they tell you your destiny is, and to get you to act accordingly, which is why reading your future and any type of fortune telling. Fortune telling does not is not just, oh, what's going to happen in my future. Fortune telling is, what is your fortune? What's going on? What's your luck in love? What do the tarot cards say about love, romance, prosperity, health? Are you going to get the job? Are you going to get the man? All of that. That opens the gates to destiny swapping. So when we're getting, it's been an hour already. So, okay, so the first hour I was saying what is not destiny swapping. So spiritually, the first thing that with destiny swapping to understand is you as the witch, you as the priestess, you as the woman, or the man watching this. This is mainly something women are concerned about. And again, destiny swapping is something huge that a lot of women are concerned about. And this is why. It is because of how other women act when you got it going on. And I need you to understand the spiritual aspect of destiny swapping. You as a woman, the moment you take interest in tarot, the moment you get into tarot divination, the moment you purchase that tarot deck and give yourself a reading and do a divination and pull a card to answer a question that you have opened the gate to destiny swapping. It is not the weird women trying to get to know you because you look better than them in public. That they are not destiny swapping. They are having a reaction to your gift. That's not destiny swapping. They are behaving the way human women behave around witches. It is your job, and this is an advance. I have been a lot lately. I've just been giving advanced guidance and counseling to advanced witches. Human women are going to act weird around you. As the more you go out, it's your responsibility to guard yourself and to be prepared and have preparations on how to guard yourself from human women's admiration or making you a celebrity. Destiny swapping is something that you open the gates to first. Why must you, as the witch, or what person, why must you open the gate to destiny swapping before it can occur? Because your destiny, God has your name written in the book of life, or not. But let's just say God has your name written in the book of life. There's no other destiny matters. No other destiny matters. There's only one destiny that you should be worried about. Are you being cast into hellfire or not? And that's real. And that's quite literally on God. So God has your name written in the book of life. No human, and in fact, no spirit can take that away. Well, unless you let them. Unless you reject Christ as your Lord and Savior. That's the only way someone can take away your destiny, is essentially getting you to reject Christ as your Lord and Savior. That is why accepting Christ is so powerful. And why am I saying this? Your destiny is already written. So I want you all to understand these things advanced about destiny swapping. The moment you pick up a tarot deck, you have opened the gates to the spirits to start the destiny swapping activity. When you start asking spirits of the air, meaning any old unclean spirit can come in. And it also means any old ghostly ancestor, any undead ancestor, any undead spirit like of a ghost, a unresolved spirit in between realms, which is a ghost. Any you know ancient ancestor that has become ancient in the spirit realm as our ancestors, but it still holds bitterness from slavery, still holds bitterness from this tribe arguing over that tribe when they were incarnate. They can come through. Any old thing can come through, you know The moment you use a tool of divination, any spirit can come and choose to respond to you. And because and what happens is you start to think, you may start to think that it's other spiritual people, that it's the spiritual people, it's the witches, it's the tarot, it's the people who, it's the other people doing tarot, it's the witches trying to destiny swap with me, they're doing it because they're witches. No, you open the gate through those tarot, and now you're looking at other people who do spirituality as, okay, they have the ability to, they are the ones who have the ability to destiny swap with me because they live a spiritual lifestyle and have spiritual practices. That's how the spirit will manipulate you into looking at a human as the problem in destiny swapping. It's spiritual, which means it is a spirit trying to destiny swap with you. It's never going to be your coworker. It's never going to be your best friend who's jealous of you. It's never going to be these women you meet who you want to know where you got your shoes. That's not them. The moment you pick up tarot cards, that's when the destiny swapping begins, in particular with tarot cards. Other tools of divination, all good and well. But tarot reading in particular, it, because the whole tarot deck tells the story of a destiny. And the moment you tap into that story of the tarot is telling a story with each card. The moment you tap into the story, this spiritual story, this demonic story line, and you tap into it and you insert yourself in the demonic storyline of the tarot deck, and you pull a card that is someone else's story, that is what a spirit went through, that is what an ancestor went through, um what a demon went through. When you pull that card and you apply that story to your present, you change your behavior. Well, is a spirit manipulating you? Yes, but it is you who has now changed your behavior based on what that card said. You want this guy, you want him to like you, you don't know if he likes you or not, for two reasons. You either don't know if the guy likes you or not because you do not actually have interactions with him. You are a secret admirer and he is a secret crush, and you have never actually interacted with him. You're admiring him secretly. Either that is the case, and that's why you're using tarot, because you are not taking action in your real life. You are not doing the work in your real life to accomplish your goals. Or you're using the tarot because you cannot accept the reality that he don't like you. Because if he liked you, you would be dating him and he would become your husband. And you have not accepted the reality that this guy you have a crush on does not feel the same way about you. So you want the tarot to tell you something else so you can continue the fantasy that has been shattered the moment you either became confused or you didn't, he did not become your boyfriend. This is why I say the moment you pull that card and whatever that card says, that you're going to act accordingly. And there's two reasons you're using tarot. Let me reiterate. Let me be clear. There's two reasons you're using tarot: because you're not taking action in your real life, or you are not accepting the reality that has been shown to you. You are trying to tap into that story to live the fantasy of the tarot. And this is the second part of that destiny swapping and why tarot is always related to it. And I can guarantee this. I can guarantee this. Every woman, especially a sister, Because black women, us being more spiritual, we're more sensitive to spiritual things, and we're attributing a lot of this to destiny swapping. I can guarantee you this. Every woman who is online, even maybe some of the men, because they're talking about it because they're spiritual, so that's how they know that term anyway, because they're spiritual, or their girlfriend is, or their girlfriends. They gay and their girlfriends are. Straight men don't have female friends. Let me throw this in there. Straight men don't have female friends. Don't date a man who has a female best friend. Straight men are friends with the guys they're on the sports team with. They're friends with their family. They're friends with their cousins. They're friends with men, and they date women. All right. Gay men have females around them. Weak men who cannot really relate to strong masculine warriors have female friends. Weak men have female friends. Gay men have female friends. You know who else has a bunch of female friends? A player. A player. And a lot of times the reason a man is a player is because he lacks the ability to satisfy one woman. He becomes a player outwardly because inwardly women are the ones who hit it and quit it. He lacks the ability to maintain a healthy relationship with one woman. So there's something lacking. Sometimes players, they go through a lot of women because the sex is so good. I would beg to differ. I would say a lot of men go through a lot of women because um the sex is bad. And the sex is bad. It's not always because he has a small penis. It's because he lacks the ability to be intimate with one woman. He lacks the ability to commit to her, and make he lacks the ability to make her feel special. And that's always going to lead to bad sex for the woman. And that's why women do not continue to deal with him. Now, there are the men who are players who, a man who's a real player, doesn't matter if he looks good. But when a man looks good and can get multiple women, but he can't keep them, there's something wrong with him. He lacks the ability to make a woman feel special. And that's why women keep leaving him, and he'll go through a lot of women because he does not know how to keep one. But he gets a lot of women because he looks good. A real player, he don't care how he look. He could be ugly as fuck. He will hit it and quit it. He loves the chase. He loves the thrill. A real player, he's playing a game. He don't give a fuck how he look. He's the controller. He don't care how he look. He's playing a game. Everyone's just play a player. He doesn't care how he looks. He doesn't probably don't, a lot of times don't even care how much money he has. He may know having more money and looks helps him play the game better, but he's a player nonetheless. He is about to play the game regardless of what he has. He's gonna see if he can win with what he got. He's a player, so he could be ugly as fuck, and he gonna see if he can win, and he's gonna score, and scoring means he got this woman. So scoring again does not mean he got the same woman. It means, okay, now I got this other woman, because he's playing a game with women. So a score is a one and done, and now he's got to score again, which means a different level, different woman, whatever. That's a real player. A real player is, he does not get women because of his looks. He gets women because he is chasing them. That's a real player. What I'm trying to say, what I don't know what I was trying to say, but it was just like a little side tangent about these men. I forgot why I even went on that side tangent. Spirituality, destiny swapping. Oh, I went on that tangent to remind women, a straight masculine men do not have female friends. They date women, and they find the one that they like. They commit to her. And once they do, their interactions with other women, they may be cordial, they may be protective, they may even flirt occasionally, but they are in a relationship with a woman and they put her first. That's how masculine men behave. If a man is homosexual, bisexual, weak, or a player, because he plays games, that's the only time men have female friends. It's the only time men have female friends. Masculine men don't have female friends. They have one female that they protect and they provide for, and they have, or female family members they protect and provide for, and their guy friends have wives that they know, but they don't have a female friends. They have wives. They have one woman. So what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to destiny swapping and spirituality and tarot, um it's so it the to avoid picking up a tarot deck, you must have confidence. This is why I keep talking about confidence so much, and how that is power, and how it gives you power, and how once you become confident, you can read people like a book. You will be able to answer the questions you have, because your psychology will become advanced once you learn patterns and see how people respond to your power. That gives you the psychology. You won't have to ask tarot all these questions that you can just figure out on your own if you paid attention. When you are confident, you take action. You don't hide behind what the tarot cards say. Oh, what do the tarot? Does he like me? Let's see what the tarot say. Well, did you call him and ask him? Did you approach him? What if a man doesn't have friends at all? Hey, love. Peace, Kimberly. What if a man doesn't have friends at all? At all, for real at all, meaning you have had conversations with this man, and you have talked to this man for at least like 4 weeks. You've known him for a month, and there was never one time where he mentioned another man that he associates with or has hung out with at all. That's at all, meaning this man has never mentioned another hanging out with another person. They have never mentioned another person in their life that is not related to them. They have never mentioned any other person in their life, um, that they have voluntarily spent time with because they liked that person. Like they didn't play, they don't, no friends at all. Um, that is hard to accomplish. It's very hard to accomplish not having any friends, not having anyone in your life that you call, not having anyone in your life that if you're talking to someone and you're like, "Oh yeah, I like when I go out, a lot of times I talk to I when I'm, you know, I'll when I'm networking, a lot of times I'll mention, "Oh, I have a friend, she owns a wine brand." um as I'm networking, I'm naturally networking by mentioning other people that I know, and so it's very hard to accomplish, to not have anybody that you voluntarily associate yourself with for free, meaning they're not a coworker, you're not getting paid to be around them. That's hard to accomplish. um so if a man does not have any friends at all, I'm willing to bet he's lying. I'm willing to bet he's lying, and I'm willing to bet he's trying to figure something out about you. He's trying to figure something out about you by acting this way. So either he's trying to relate to you because he thinks you are antisocial and he thinks you don't have friends. Maybe he thinks you don't have friends and he's trying to relate to you. Maybe he's trying to isolate you. Maybe getting in he wants to get you in a relationship with him, but he wants to start programming you and training you that if you're in a relationship with me, it's just going to be me and you. We're not going to be hanging out with other people, or it I that seems like a lie. That is hard for a person to accomplish. People in prison who are locked up and don't have freedom have friends. It is very hard for a human being on this planet to not have anyone that they consider, at very least, an associate, someone that they regularly associate with. So I would say that that's a lie. I would say if a man does not have friends at all, and you're talking to this man, and this is what he's telling you, he's trying to figure something out about you, and he might think you're a little off, and he's trying to act like he can relate to that so he can get something from you. He probably likes you and he probably thinks that of you. That's probably a lie. But if this is someone you're noticing and you notice this person never hangs out with anyone, they go to work, go home, or they just don't associate with anyone, or they don't associate with anyone who they're not related to, that again, people who don't hang out with people outside their family, they're friends with their cousins, they're friends with their brother, they're friends with their mom. I see people that hang out with their mama. Go to the club with their mama. Go to the bar with their mama. Go to the movies with their mama. Their mama is their friend. That's friendship. For someone to not have any friendships, they could be in a particular career. They could be in a particular career that does not allow for that, but like I'm thinking like, like something espionage, something where they can't have intimacy with someone because it will blow their cover, type of thing that there's that's too secretive. That's they're hiding something, or they're hiding something from you, or they live a life where they they somehow they are in some type of espionage, because you don't you as a human, even people, they go on the show alone, and they spend 3 months alone. They have friends in their real life. They know people live off grid. They have survival skills. They go out alone. They know people. They know somebody they could call. They want to come back to town. It's very hard to accomplish not having a friend as a human being on this planet. That's not natural to humanity. There's a lie somewhere in there. If they don't have friends at all, and this is something they're telling you, they don't want you to know who they're friends with. You finding out who they're friends with is going to ruin their relationship with you somehow, and they don't want you to know. Or again, if you're watching this person and you're noticing they don't have friends and it's awkward, they're hiding something. They, whatever they are involved in, is either they're getting their career is in espionage, or they're doing something that I don't want to say illegal, because you damn near have to have friends to get away with illegal shit. You gotta have people you could, but they are living a life where having a friend is a liability to them, which is what type of lifestyle, or what could you be doing where having a friend is a liability to you? Answer yourself that, and then you'll start to see what's going on with a man who doesn't have friends. So if no one else has any questions, I'm going to get back to the destiny swapping with tarot. So again, being confident and taking action, it will prevent you from seeking out answers in the spirit realm that you can find in the physical realm. If you take action to figure out if someone likes you, if you take action to remain healthy, or to actually just help someone else with their problems, if you take action to date and find love, if you take action to get income, get different sources of income, to have the confidence enough to ask for the pay that you want, if you take action for prosperity, that's when things start to happen in motion. And if you accept what people show you, how they feel about you, if you accept again how you look, my whole last upload was have trying to get light skinned women to accept how they look and to accept that they are white. If they're white, they need to accept it. When you accept reality, that's when you make decisions around reality. When you pick up a tarot card and you ask the tarot, and it gives you and you pull a card, um three things are going to happen. One of three things is going to happen. Peace, Sophia Rice. Hey. When you pull a card, the moment you pull a card, and you're using tarot, and you have now opened yourself up to destiny swapping, which occurs in the spirit realm, one of three things is going to happen. You're going to pull a card that you like and that affirms what you want to believe or affirms what you want to happen or what you want to believe. And um and that affirmation is going to cause you to continue to go down that path of your delusion of what you want to happen. You're going to continue on the path because you have now been affirmed that what you want is going to happen. What you desire is real. This person that you've never talked to somehow is in love with you too. There's a chance. Okay. When you pull that good card, you pull the sun, you pull the lovers, you pull one of, the mate, one of the good cards. It's going to affirm whatever you want, and you're going to now go down that path of what you want. You're not, or you're going to pull a ambiguous card. And what I mean by an ambiguous card is it's not considered good or bad. It's a card of information. And most cards are they're either a card you want when you ask something, or it's a card that you don't want. Most cards, at the end of the day, no matter what the card says about the card, it's essentially it's a yes or no for you. Peace, super Q man. Hey Q. Hey. Mwah, 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 mwah. How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, so I'm just talking about destiny swapping for those who have just joined. But if you're in here, say what's up. So again, either you're going to pull a card that affirms what you want, and then you're going to continue to make actions and hold beliefs that put you down that path of what you want to happen. You're going to pull an ambiguous card. What would be like an ambiguous card? Ambiguous card, let's say like the High Priestess. Let's say that could be an ambiguous card. Or um that can be an ambiguous card. Four of Swords. Ambiguous card. Not the best, not the worst. What could be another ambiguous card? Eight of Pentacles. Ambiguous card. These are examples of what I mean, where you're going to pull a card where it's not necessarily it's not like a card that affirms what you want. It's not a card that negates what you want, or that's a bad card to pull, but it's a card that's basically going to give you information, and it's not going to be yes or no. It's going to be like an informative card. When you pull this ambiguous card, what you're going to do is you're going to actually read the card, read what it says, and you're going to look for a more clearer message. You're going to look for clarity from this card that was essentially neither a yes nor a no, because it was not a good card, but it wasn't a bad card. You said you just popped to the combo to hear the combo. Yep, just talking about destiny swapping and how I spent the first hour talking about what is not destiny swapping, but what is like just physical. Human, just, normal human behavior or behavior mental disorders. Now I'm talking about what is destiny swapping and how it is purely spiritual, and how tarot opens the gates to it. And it is the primary thing that does. So when you pull this ambiguous card, you're going to look into the card really deep. You're going to study the card. You're going to read what different sources say about the card. You're going to do this until you find the thing that is the most affirming for you. And so so you're going to research the card, and you're going to look for something affirming from its explanation. Hey Johnny Blazer, do you know how to get to heaven? I know how to keep out of hell. But I will say the answer that I'm getting as how to get to heaven is you got to have your wings. I'll tell you that much. All right. Do you know how to get to heaven? Starts with having your wings. All right. That's what they're saying. Um, Mikey Beige, Bomba Clots got me cursing. Pardon my French. Said Bomba Clot. Good answer. Jesus loves you. Penny Pay. Thank you. He loves you too. You said you do. You got your wings, or you know how to get to heaven? Johnny Blazer says. How do you get to heaven? First you first you got to kill a few people. Oops. Sorry, I had it flipped around. Quoting Riddick. Just being funny. Oh, John 14:6. There it is, everyone. John 14:6. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So what I was saying is, when it comes to destiny swapping, when you pull that ambiguous card, you're going to do all the research about that card until you find the definition of that card that is most affirming for what you want. And also what you're going to do is, when you pull that ambiguous card, you're going to keep looking for clarity, like I said. So you're going to research the definition to the fullest, but you're also then, because you are anxious for a quick answer and a quick fix, which is why you're using tarot. You're anxious, you want a quick fix in life, so you're using tarot. What you're probably going to do, if you don't have self-control and you really are looking for some clarity, you're going to pull another card to clarify the ambiguous card that didn't give you a clear yes or no. So you're going to keep pulling cards until you get a good one or a bad one. That's how that's going to go. All right? Now, the other thing that's going to happen is, you're going to use the tarot. You're going to ask a question or whatever. You're going to pull a card, and it's going to be a bad card. It's going to be the Three of Swords. It's going to be death. It's going to be the Five of Swords. The Five of Wands. Five of Pentacles. It's going to be five, all fives. I'm laughing because y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. You're going to pull the bad card. You're going to pull the Three of Swords or one of the fives. You're going to pull death. Right? Stay watermelon. Hey. Jesus died so that you could live. And how? Can you tell me something? Casey Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So when you're gonna pull the third thing that's gonna happen, what the fuck is going on here? I'm giving an advanced course on destiny swapping. I spent the first hour talking about what is not destiny swapping. I'm talking about now what is destiny swapping, and how the use of tarot cards opens the gates to it. So again, once you start to use tarot, one of three things is going to happen. You're going to pull a good card, you're going to pull an ambiguous card, and then you're going to keep pulling cards until you pull either a good card or a bad card, or you're going to just pull a bad card. We all know what the bad cards are. We all know what the bad cards are. You're going to pull the Three of Swords. You're going to pull one of the fives. Right? You know? You gonna pull the Nine of Swords, the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Wands. No, yeah, right. Y'all know I'm laughing because y'all know exactly what and then you're gonna and then you're gonna be devastated. And then you're going to start to ask again, what can I do to change this misfortune? That's what's going to happen One of those three things is going to happen when you start using cards. You're going to pull a good card. And so let me continue on what how the tarot snowballs destiny swapping, and it manipulates you into blaming the people in your life when you open the gates the moment you started using tarot. um Johans Q says, what's going on here? Family Channel says, my name is Brooklyn and I have been watching your lives for a bit now, and I always enjoy your lives. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Um, so Family Channel, was there a particular video that was put in your feed that got you to start watching me, or what, if I may ask, what got you to start watching my channel? Jesus loves you, says Jesus died for your sins. He bears so much pain for you to go to heaven. He loves you. Amen. So you a voodoo. Am I a voodoo? I'm a doll. Casey says, girl. Eduardo Velasco says hello. Do I know you, Eduardo? Have we met, Eddie? Eduardo Velasco. I just called you Eddie because I know an Eduardo. I was wondering if I know you in person. So continue on with destiny swapping in the tarot. So this is how the destiny swapping goes. If you pull that good card and you get affirmed and you start going down the path because you've been affirmed in whatever you want it to happen. The card you pull the sun, you know, you pull the you pull the seven of cups, or the yeah, seven, eight, seven. You pull the nine of cups, the wish card. You got your wish. You pull the 10 of pentacles. You pull one of the good cards. You know, um, the Empress. Ooh. You pull a good card. You've been affirmed. Oh yeah, this guy likes me. Now you, in your mind, you already have what you want. So you either don't take the you either really don't take the necessary actions that you need to do in your real life, not reading, but you don't take the actions to accomplish the goal because the tarot told you already had it. So you got the affirmation. You're doing the affirmation. And what is the affirmation? What do people, and I just talked about affirmations and how affirmations must be based in truth. And I should probably talk about this at the end of the destiny swapping. When you affirmations, when it's metaphysical and when it's dealing affirmations and spirituality, it's people associated with being delusional. And an affirmation should not be delusional. An affirmation should be you expressing gratitude for something that you know that you have, that you live day to day, that you are expressing gratitude. What do I mean by that? Can you say Vasilisa Chabella? Vasilisa Isabella? Vasilisa Isabella. I mean, what language am I saying it in? uh, when, an affirmation needs to be grounded in reality. So an affirmation should be, you can say, I am blessed. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am prosperous. Um, I have the power. An affirmation should be something that you know to be true because you're affirming this thing. You're not manifesting. An affirmation is not manifestation. It is affirmation. What is the definition of affirmation? It is to affirm something that already is. And it's reaffirm, affirm. So it is affirmation, the root of that word is firm. Firm. It has to be firm. It has to be truth. It has to be known. It has to be firm. It has to be material. It has to be there. It has to be formidable, firm. So you are affirming or reaffirming. You're firm. You're making something firm. It already is. You're making it firmer and firmer by reassuring. It's reassurance of what it there is a substance that is already there. So this is why when you start to when you do the witchcraft or the spell biting or when you're creating a delusion, or and this is what some people may call manifestation, you are manifesting or petitioning something that you do not have. The manifestation uses the law of attraction to attract something that you don't already have. If you are beautiful and you say an affirmation every morning, I am beautiful, you are reminding yourself that you are beautiful. You're reminding yourself, I have the power. You're reminding yourself you're prosperous. And what are you reminding yourself for? You're expressing gratitude to God. Your affirmations is an expression of gratitude. It is giving thanks. A manifestation is, I am a millionaire. I have $1 million in my bank account. Or I will have $2.2 million by the end of January 2026. The specific shit that you don't have, which is why you're manifesting it by telling a lie, by stating something that is not truth. When you state something that is not truth, what type of spirit is going to respond to it? God? God will respond to you giving thanks for blessing you with beauty, blessing you with intellect, blessing you with power, which we all have, blessing you with the home that you have, blessing you with the job, giving you prosperity. God will respond to the affirmations of the blessings that has been given to you. But when you have $500 or $5,000 or $50,000 in your bank account and you speak, I am a millionaire, I have $1 million in my bank account, there's no truth in that. You are lying. What spirit is going to respond to a lie? You're lying. You're calling it manifestation, but it is a lie. It is not a truth. So if you're saying a lie in order to manifest, what type of spirit do you think is going to respond to that? Is God going to respond to that? To a lie? Maybe in a way, but it's a spirit of falsehood is going to respond to you lying to the spirit realm, telling the spirit realm I'm a millionaire. We're talking about spirituality. We're not just talking about metaphysics where I'm making a statement. You're lying to the spirit realm. You're telling the spirit realm I'm a millionaire, and you're doing it egocentrically and delusionally because you're doing it expecting the spirits to respond to your delusion by giving you $1 million. That's why you're saying the lie, because you expect a spirit to give it to you if you lie. So when you're delusional and you start to tell lies to yourself and to the spirits that you worship by speaking falsehood, um you are, I you are essentially That's a beginning of you destiny swapping, because you are now using divinations and you're using these tools to petition spirits to do things for you. When you start to lie and you start to say those things, a spirit may, you very well may get, they may create the reality that you believe in, but don't think it won't be at some cost, because you're petitioning the spirit, you're lying. And what you're doing is you are now trying to be someone you're not. You want to be a millionaire because other people are, right? You now want their destiny. You want what they have. You want to be a millionaire because instead of saying the affirmation, I am beautiful, you're saying I'm going to be a millionaire by that, that's fine, but instead of appreciating what God gave you, you are wanting what God gave someone else. So you're now doing, the moment you start to use manifestation, divination, manifestation incantations, the moment you start to be delusional instead of making affirmations that are showing gratitude for what you already have so you don't lose it. That's what affirmations are. They are you hoping you that they are you showing that you're grateful for what you have and showing that you don't want to lose that. Um Decotic, in what ways do you disagree? Because I'm sure that a lot of people will. Can you, hello man, can you have a job? Can you say, I'm not, can I say those things? No, I'm gonna have to get a someone, because do you see how the AI is trying to get me to say certain words so they can use my voice, so they can use my voice for certain things? When these are scams, these foreign people asking me to say certain words. But lyric says, can you have a job? You need a job. Um, I'm not hiring at the moment. You don't know what you're talking about. I know more about this than you. Gee, I wonder why you're on my feed as I'm teaching other people, making that comment instead of doing your own feed about it, since you know more than I do. Gee, I wonder why you're here learning from me since you know more than I do. You're a fucking moron. That's why. Oh my god, you remind me of a a pose. I don't know what that is. Um, I thought that was a shadow. When so again, when the tarot, I do believe in God. Sorry, beautiful. Hey everybody. Hey everyone who's here. Thank you for being here. Except for the moron who doesn't want to admit that he's learning advanced knowledge about destiny swapping. um, you can get off my feet and go teach people, and what you think you know, or you can ask a question instead of acting like you already know the answer to it. There's no reason for you to be here unless you're learning. Um, when you pull a card like the sun in response to your question, you want to know if someone likes you, and you pull the lovers, and now you start to do things in that path. Now you start to do more metaphysical things in that path instead of the physical things. Now you start to say these affirmations, but now you start to say these delusional things, starting to do these other things to start manifesting and pulling in what you have been told is already yours. The card told you it's yours. So now you just got to wait for it to happen. It's already yours. It's going to happen, right? And then you start trying to destiny swap with other people through these delusional affirmations, trying to have things you're not. That's what, when tarot cards affirm what you want, instead of you letting your actions in life have results and you letting the results of your actions, not of you lighting the candle, not of you pulling the card, not of you saying these words and things, but the results of the action you took toward your goal. or your desire. When you let all these metaphysical behind closed doors shit work for you, instead of you, faith without works is dead, and it's the same concept. But what happens is the tarot snowballs the divination tools you use, and manifestation uh is in this aspect, in this context, it's falsehood. It's being delusional. um Affirmations need to hold truth in order for them to work. And again, this is uh for clean spirituality. And this is dealing with destiny swapping. When you start to tell lies because you want to be something that you're not, and you are not living in the reality that you have been gifted, and you're not taking accountability for what you already have, and you want to be what someone else has, you're not okay working the job that you have that does not pay $1 million annually, but you're not okay living the life you have. You think everyone needs to be a millionaire. You think everyone has to have the perfect marriage to a tall, dark, and handsome guy that they got a crush on. You think everyone has to get what they want out of life. And so you see someone else have something and now you want what they have. When you start getting these affirmations from tarot and stuff, you're going to be the one who starts destiny swapping. You're going to be the one who starts setting goals to be like someone else instead of to figure out what do you want in life. You want to become a millionaire? Great. Get to work. Save, learn finances, figure out how to save, figure out how to optimize your income and get residual income somehow, figure it out. But if you want to whisper to the air or announce to the spirits of the air that you are this and you are that, and you think these spirits, the spirit realm, and the spirits in the spirit realm uh respond, and they will respond. But if you have that ego to think that they work for you, they can easily manipulate you and give you the things you want and get you to deny Christ. Get you, who needs Christ when you can just tell the air I'm a millionaire, and then the next day there's $1 million in your account, right? That's how it works, right, y'all? Right? Uh, uh, what was that motherfucker? D, Dick, Dickatic, right? Dickatic. Howdy, Darth Nihilus. Howdy. Jesus loves you, says Emily. Do I believe in God? Yes, I do. Maria. Wild Chandler, you pooped your pants. Why is that? Um, Look at that. Look at these demons here. This upload is really helping people because look, you guys, look how demonic these comments are. You look like you own a crystal ball. I don't think crystal would be the exact gemstone, but I do own balls. I don't know Stray Kids. No. Affirmations must hold truth. You can, when you want to manifest things and you want to pull a card and it tells you yes and it does, and you want to say this and do that and light a candle and do all these behind the closed doors things that you wouldn't do in public when you are basically essentially doing the work or asking somebody, you know to help you with something, do something, when you are the one accomplishing your goal on as yourself. um you start to become the one trying to destiny swap with other people, and you want what other people have without really knowing what comes with it. Without really knowing what comes with it. When you pull an ambiguous card and you keep pulling cards and cards and trying to get like a more clear answer, you open the gates more and more to more different paths of the tarot. Like I'm saying, the tarot is a story. It is a spiritual story that that demons went through. And when you pull each card, you're pulling a chapter of that story. You're pulling a page out of that story, and you are applying someone else's story to your life. you know you're applying the and basically the tarot is telling you this is the life path, this is what all humans go through, and that's what the zodiac is essentially saying in astrology. This is the path that everyone goes through, these are the star alignments that everyone will experience, you know what I'm saying? And and this and and this card means that you're on this page in this story, you're on this page in this book, you're on this chapter. And if you just wait a little longer, if you just keep on reading, then you're going to get to the good chapter. And then one day you're going to get to the end where you don't need to, you don't need the tarot anymore, because now you have everything you need, right? That will never happen. The tarot will get you addicted to it, especially when it starts with the ambiguity. And you will keep pulling and pulling until you know every chapter, you know everything about the tarot now, because you've been looking for so many answers that now you know tarot now. Oh my God, I've gotten so many unclear answers from tarot that I've done so much research getting clarity that I now have the ability to give readings to other people. That's what happens with the ambiguous cards. You keep getting the ambiguous cards, you end up becoming a tarot diviner. Because now you know the tarot so well, and you keep using it trying to get your destiny because, well, it has all the answers. So now you're a tarot reader. You started with the problem. You didn't have enough confidence, or enough wisdom to know the answer to your question or know how to solve your problem. You picked up the tarot card, and now you're a tarot diviner instead of doing whatever goal you had before you ever picked up that tarot deck to figure out something that you were too stupid to figure out. And I don't want to say it like that. You were not getting what you wanted out of life. There's no other reason you picked up that tarot deck. And frankly, unless you were raised in church, there's no other reason people go to church as adults until they stop getting what they want out of life. The movie Tarot, that movie, the Tarot movie is it Tarot or is it Zodiac? That Zodiac movie is good. I don't, Kimberly, I don't know if I saw that movie Tarot. I'll check it out. That one might have been made recently, like in the past 10 years. I know the Zodiac one is good. Um, when when you pick up that deck and you keep using it, you end up becoming a tarot reader, and you end up becoming so addicted to it that now it's your way of helping others. You're so addicted to that tarot deck that now you want to do tarot. When the reason you picked up that tarot deck, you were on a different path. That's when the destiny swapping starts. And that's why, like I say, a lot of people who are talking about destiny swapping, they're accusing the witches of doing it. They're accusing the people who do the spiritual stuff. They do this, so they're trying to destiny swap. No, you picked up the tarot deck, and your path was not witch. Your path was not priestess. You started using the tarot and it changed your whole path. Now you're doing tarot stuff when you were on another path before you picked up that deck. Just even picking up the tarot decks changes your whole trajectory. And the cards and the stories that the cards tell you put you into a different realm. They put you into the story of the tarot deck. Now you're in the timeline of the tarot deck. You're not in your individual timeline. God has counted knows every hair on your strand of hair on your head according to the Bible. God knows your destiny. God has your name written. But now the moment you picked up the tarot deck, now you've put yourself in the storyline of that tarot deck, which is very short. It ain't but 52 cards. That's 1 year. A week is there's 52 weeks in a year. Am I right? It, my math is right, y'all. I'm for real. It's 52 weeks in a year. No, there's 52 cards in the deck. If I and now with the tarot, it might be a slightly different number, but I know with a playing deck, they call it 52 pickup for a reason. Uh-huh. It's 52. And why, why are there the number of cards? Like I said, each chapter each week. There's 52 cards. There's 52 weeks in a year. When you put yourself into the storyline and the timeline of the tarot deck, you have a year to live. Your whole life is 1 year. It is, you keep going through each day, and each week of each year is the same every year for you, and you will never lock out of that story. You are no longer in your timeline. You're now in the timeline of the tarot, and every year you are going to experience the same ups and downs of every fucking card the moment you pick up the tarot deck. You're going to become, and this is when you get the ambiguous. Like I said, when you get the positive card, you're going to start destiny swapping with other people through these other manifestations. You're going to develop the ego that you already have something. You're going to become delusional about who you are and what you have and what you need to do, and it's going to lead to you acting and behaving and trying to be someone you are not, because you're trying to be someone else. When you get the ambiguous cards, you're going to end up being a tarot diviner instead of continuing whatever uh path you were on, career wise or skill wise, hobby wise. And you are going to now, your life, not only is your life going to be on that one timeline, you're going to start putting that on others. You're going to start reducing and taking away the timeline of other people and putting them on that one demonic 1 year timeline. Repetition is a form of hell. Don't pick up no fucking tarot decks. You are taking your name out the book of life and you're putting yourself into a hell rotation. The moment you deal with tarot cards, you're rotating yourself in hell. And everything's going to keep happening over and over. You're going to keep getting your heart broken over and over. You're going to keep losing your job over and over. You're going to keep, getting sick, getting into car accidents, having, losing friends, losing opportunities over and over. You're never going to get what you think you wanted, or end up getting it using the tarot deck and then and happily ever after. But the tarot cards will tell you that's what's going to happen. If you just keep pulling them, you're going to get the happily ever after card. And if you just believe in it, and it's going to happen. You can just go into the world knowing that your destiny is to be a millionaire. Your destiny is to be with that man. Your destiny is to be a famous tarot diviner, a famous yoga instructor. Your destiny is to be rich and famous. You know it now, from the tarot. And like I said, you're going to end up in that demonic timeline that's only a year long. God has everlasting life. in paradise or in heaven for you. Don't forfeit it for what the tarot has to say about what's going on right now. And then if you get what happens when you get that bad card? If you get the bad card, you pull the bad card, then you start, that's when you start faulting yourself. Oh my God, the card is bad. I'm bad. The blood is bad. I'm the problem. I've got a bad omen on me. Something's bad. Once you pull the bad card, this is what happens when you pull the bad card. You're going to seek more external validation. You're going to seek more external ways to solve that problem. What does that mean? You pull a bad card, you're going to blame yourself. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to start looking for tarot diviners, another tarot diviner. You're going to look for another tarot diviner, and you're going to look for them online or something like this, or you're going to look for another source, and you're going to see what tarot diviners online have to say. And you're going to spend hours and hours and hours listening to tarot diviners online and what they got to say about your birthday or your sign or whatever, however you can get them to read your energy without booking a reading. Or you're gonna book a session with somebody. You're going to find a tarot reader and you're going to book a reading with a tarot diviner and see what they have to say. And, because they got to know more, they got to know better, they've been doing it longer. So then you're going to actually book a reading and get a tarot reading or get some type of other reading just to make sure, what the bad card said, and make sure it wasn't you, and maybe they can reverse it or maybe they can give you some insight. So when you get the bad card, you're going to start looking for people to help you solve your problem. You're going to take to heart that the answer was no, and now you're going to start looking for other people. Oh God, I'm hexed. Someone destiny swap with me. I don't get what I want. The card was bad. I need to recruit someone else who's better at this than I am to change this. So now you're getting readings from other people, and it's great. Support Black owned business. But and as someone who does readings, the responsibility I've taken is I don't use the tarot, and I do my best. And sometimes people really, really, really request it. So I try to give them the information with what the Vodun, the African tarot, so to speak. But that's why I give oracle consultations, because my gift does not come from the cards. I don't need a tool of divination, and I'm being irresponsible if I use that and and act like that is where our gifts come from. When I need to be telling you the truth about this stuff and the truth about not doing mysticism. And this is the real responsibility that a lot of witches need to take on. We need to tell you all the truth and why the Bible speaks against this path. You don't, you want you want your name written in the book of life. And everyone, and what happens is, and like I said, when you start to recruit other people, I need a cleansing. I need a this. I need that. I need another tarot reader. They're gonna tell you. Then they're gonna tell you, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. Some of them may be trying to get you to spend more money, but a lot of it is that spirit that is keeping you in a cycle of solving a problem that would have never been a problem if you hadn't picked up those tarot cards, because you would have just accepted your reality instead of trying to get some spirit to help you change it. So now you're recruiting other human beings to help you with this spiritual issue that you, in your psychosis, believe that you have. All right. And you start to take on this idea that I'm cursed. And you start to be weary of all the people around you, because The readings are going to tell you, they're going to tell you what they're going to tell you. And you're going to look for a culprit. You're going to look for a reason why you can't have what you want out of life. And you're going to start recruiting other people to help you get what you want out of life. So you become, when you're worried about destiny swapping, my point is that the destiny swapping starts with tarot divination. That's where it starts. And it's coming from spirits that are trying to get you to sell your soul and to get your name not be in the book of life. That's the only form of destiny swapping there is. So I want to be clear about something. When you're gifted, or you just look good, and all of your life, all the adults around you and people around you and your teachers have told you, wow, you're so smart, you're so talented, you're so this, you're so that, you're gonna succeed. All the adults around you, the people at church, wow, you're so this, you're so that, you're so gifted, you're gonna succeed. All your professors, you're so gifted, you're going to succeed. You see how you see the repetition? You see the hypnosis? If you guys can know and recognize that this has been happening since your childhood, that all the adults in your life since you were a child have always told you you're going to succeed, you've been hypnotized. And if you have, everyone else has. What does that mean? You're not special. You're not special. But you've been told you are. And you probably, if you are gifted with which, you probably have been told it a little bit more than the average person. But it's something that all adults tell children. It's something all older people tell younger people because they're older. They have regrets because they're older, they're wise, they have regrets, and they look at the youth with envy. The only time someone looks at someone young and envies their youth is when they have these regrets. So that's why live your life. So when you're old, you love being who you are and you're okay with the age that you are. Yeah, you may not want to look, we would all love to be younger. But in order to avoid envying people who are younger than you when you become older, do your best to have as least amount of regrets as you can. How do you do that? Listen to people who are older than you and take their advice. That's how. Um so because you have been told all your life that you're going to succeed and you're so great and you're so wonderful and you're so talented, you expected it to happen. It was always being affirmed. Adults were telling you you're going to. They were putting that destiny on you. So you expected it to just happen because you were young and the adults told you it was going to happen. So why didn't it happen? Why did 9/11 happen instead of you becoming famous? Why did COVID-19 happen instead of you becoming rich? You know? You know? Why did Trump get elected instead of you getting married? Why did all these other things happen in the world, but I still have to work for a living? I know that's how you guys are thinking. I'm still single. I still don't have this. I still have to work for a living. I'm still not a millionaire. I'm still not famous. My business is still not getting this amount of revenue. What? All the adults told me I was going to be successful. I did this thing and I'm not a millionaire because of it. How dare God? Where's the cards? Where's these tarot? That's how you don't know that that's the attitude you have because you are not recognizing the spirit of that attitude. But everyone has it. That's what happens when trauma happens, or sometimes not getting what you want is traumatic. Sometimes something happened to you outside of your control and it's traumatic. And sometimes it's just you didn't get what you want and it hurt. But because you were told all your life that you are so great and you're going to be successful, and because you probably look good, so everyone else around you expects you to be successful because you look better than them. And everyone else around you is expecting you to have more success than them because of how you look, or because you're probably smarter than them. You probably are actually smarter than them and more intelligent than them and can solve problems and figure things out and are way more thoughtful and intellectual than them. And because of that, you should be able to make a million billion dollars because you're so smart. You're so beautiful. And that always translates to being a billionaire, right? Who told you that? Who told you that? Who told you that? I can guarantee it was not an actual billionaire who ever told you you were going to be one. I can guarantee it was not ever a millionaire who ever told you you're going to be so successful. I can guarantee everyone in your life who has ever told you that you're going to succeed was not as attractive as you, and they themselves did not have at least $1 million. Promise, I guarantee. Why? Because it's going to be they were putting a destiny on you. They were fortune telling, and now you are, as an adult, you expect to be successful because everyone else told you you were going to be successful. And that's how fortune telling works. Now, because you've expected it, you haven't actually figured out how to be a millionaire. But more importantly than becoming a millionaire, and $1 million, that's a good goal now because it ain't jack shit. So it's a good goal to save up money. But what I'm saying is the better goal is to learn how to appreciate what you have, because I promise you what you have right now is as good as it gets, and that's the reality of it. God gave you everything you need. You have to appreciate it and optimize that. Excuse me. The reason everyone thinks that they're going to be rich and famous and with the love of their life is because they have been programmed to believe that is what happens when you grow up. And it's not. You get the fruits of your labor. And that's the truth. And everyone's not going to be all these wonderful things. You get the fruits of your labor, and anyone watching, I want the best for you. I hope it happens. But the safest and I think the healthiest mindset to have is that this is as good as it gets. So let me pour into what I have right now before I lose that and have a bigger problem to solve than not having the love of my life, not having an extra zero in my income, or not looking the way I want to look, stop worrying about what you don't have. And you won't open the door to destiny swapping. The tarot convinces you to start blaming other people and blaming the people around you, and it convinces you to start being paranoid of the people around you, of your friends, of your family, of your coworkers, of all the people around you who may want and this is the advanced form of destiny swapping. Everyone talking about destiny swapping, you're paranoid that someone's trying to take something that you believe is yours that is you don't have. That's the spirit behind destiny swapping. It's making the person who believes that they have a destiny that somebody even wants to swap with think that they are so high and mighty and great. The person who is worried about someone destiny swapping with them, they believe they are destined to be rich, famous, and with a particular husband or wife. They believe in their head they are destined for something, and it's not what they have right now. And it's everyone's fault around them that they don't have it and they don't get it. And because it didn't happen, and that person that's jealous of me, they stole my destiny. I want you guys to see The demonic possession behind thinking that someone's destiny swapping with you, but you destiny swapping with yourself. And I know it's because you picked up that fucking tarot deck. You picked up that tarot deck. And now the spirit is convincing you to isolate yourself by being weary of everyone around you, because they're going to be so jealous of you and your blessing that you don't have yet, because you ain't even famous yet, but you're destined to be famous. It's your destiny, and someone else is going to take it, and they're going to be around you, and they're going to do some weird shit, and now they stole my star, and they're going off living happily ever after. When at the end of the day, that person who you think destiny swap with you, you don't see that motherfucker on TV the next day when you were supposed to be a star. You were supposed to get that role, and now they're in the role, and it's not. This shit ain't happening like that, is it, y'all? Is it? Is it? No, it's not. Your life, your overnight, your life doesn't become shambles, and that person who touched you or did something to you or wore your haircut, they're not running off into the sunset with the man you were just dating last night, and your bank account's at zero now because someone hacked it, and they just hit the lottery. This shit's not happening like that, y'all. The destiny swapping is in your fucking head. It's a spirit you put on yourself from using tarot cards and putting yourself into this 1 year timeline that keeps you up and down in rotation. And now you worrying about someone trying to steal your destiny when your name is either written in the book of life or it's not. Anything you do in life, you're going to get the results of it. So go on as many auditions as you can, and you will become famous. You will land a role. Go on as many job interviews as you can. You will get a job. Learn how to be confident enough to ask for money. Get a certification so you can request more pay for a skill. Everything you do is going to result in certain things. Carrington Stewart, I don't know you. So at the end of the day, the spirit, the moment you open the cards and you call on all these different weird spirits, and they stick you into another destiny other than yours, they stick you into the tarot card storyline. And now you're isolated, and the tarot cards become your friend, and you're looking for them because now all you trust is the tarot card. You don't trust all these other people around you because they're trying to steal your destiny. They're trying to be like you. So I want you guys to see how that spirit manipulates you when you open these tarot decks. How these spirits manipulate you into swapping your own destiny. You do it the moment you open the gates by fortune telling. And spirituality, and that's where a lot of superstitions come from. They come from the traditions that were passed to know and how to detect spiritual activity. That's where superstitions come from. They come from traditions that were used to detect spiritual activity. And that's where witchcraft comes from. Traditions that were used, namely herbs, spices, and certain spells, incantations, songs, rhythms, certain, essentially poetry to banish or manifest energies. Remember, energy vampirism, energy. So energy it's still physical, and a witch is still a physical thing. A vampire is still a physical thing. Yeah. A witch and a vampire and a mage is no different than a monk or a sage or a wizard, a sorceress. These are physical things. These are not ghosts or spirits. All right? They're not ghosts or spirits or angels or demons. That can also be physical or spiritual. They're, a goblin, a gnome. those are physical things. Now an imp, that's like a demon. That's more of like a spiritual thing. It's not, what's the difference between spiritual and physical? Can you see it or not? Can you use your five senses to detect it or not? If it's not something that people detect with their five senses, it's spiritual. If it's something that you can detect with one of your five senses that other people cannot, you are gifted. There it is. So when it comes to the tarot, the destiny swapping, the spiritual aspect of destiny swapping always is going to start with divination. Another thing about it, and this is what I want to say about why people have been so programmed and told by adults so much that they're supposed to be rich and famous because they're so gifted. They're so great. They're going to be rich and famous, you know, and this is the another this is the really 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 advanced aspect, because I'm trying to get you to see the spirit when destiny swapping is spiritual. It starts with tarot, it starts with fortune telling, but when you are priestess, when your path is priestess, when your path is being a spiritual worker, when your path is to work with the spirit realm, which is priest or priestess of sorts, when that is your path, listen, the ancestors will send you people who are hosting the spirit of destiny swapping, or they will start to, or you will see the spirit of destiny swapping start to move through your friends. And okay, when you're spiritual, the ancestors will send the spirit of destiny swapping to test your ego. Why? Why when you are spiritual, and again, it still starts with this tarot, but why do the ancestors send the spirit of destiny swapping around you? They're testing to see, can you handle being famous? They're testing to see, can you handle being rich? Can you handle having the most desirable husband or wife? Because what comes with it is everyone wants to be you. That's what comes with it. And they're trying to see, how do you react to people wanting to be you now when you don't even, when you're not rich and famous or married? How are you reacting and behaving to people wishing they were you and treating you like a celebrity right now? They're testing to see, are you capable of them blessing you with $1 million billion? Are you the right one to be blessed with the most high value partner? Are you the one they should bless with fame and extreme influence over humanity? Are you the one they should bless with that level of spotlight? Will it destroy you? Can you handle it? Or do you act the fuck up and freak the fuck out every time someone wants to be you? What do you think it's like to be famous? You can't handle somebody getting your same haircut. How are you going to be famous? Millions of people are going to buy a product, and the people who fund your shit are going to tell you to cut your hair a certain way or wear this so you can sell that product to millions and billions of people who want to be like you and will get this company's product because you're wearing it. Everyone's going to want to be with the person you're with. Everyone's going to be with you. They're going to want to be you. They're going to want to figure out how to get money from you if they are in proximity to you. Look at Michael Jackson. Look how lonely he was. Look how much money he spent on creating a life that was normal for himself when in his reality he was one of the top 5 famous men in the world in his lifetime. One of the most iconic men that has ever existed. That was his reality. And a lot of you want that reality. You think you do. And the moment you and then you ask the ancestors, you do your little spell, you light your little candle, you ask the ancestors for your fame, your fortune, your lover, what you ask them for whatever you don't have. And then what happens is they test you with and someone acts weird around you, and now you all up in arms, changing your whole skilo because you worried about someone destiny swapping. The ancestors are just testing to see how you behave when they give you a glimpse of what it would be like to be rich and famous and everyone wanting what you have and wanting to be you, and then you freak out and they're like, oh, you don't really want this. What you really want is what other people have. They're seeing that you're not equipped for the reality of or the responsibility that comes with what you are asking for. And this is why I stress a lot of times some people are just not attractive enough to really know how the world works. Or they're, and I don't want to say that. I'm saying some people are not attractive enough to really know and learn things from experience. They can't learn from experience because they're not attractive enough to be treated a certain way by people, to learn the psychology of the human being. They don't have enough influence over the human being to learn how it thinks. You know? So the truth about destiny swapping is and I do talk about, I have mentioned that movie Single White Female and things like that, but at the end of the day, this is the behave this is what's going that when you want to be rich and famous and have the best of everything and be all these great things that you think you are and think you should have because you think you're the greatest person because, well, all the adults told you were, right? When you want what other people have, when all of that, when you have all of that ego and the ancestors give you a glimpse of it, you have to really be ready to deal with the public and deal with people and deal with being the catalyst of what everyone else wants to achieve. And herein lies what I'm trying to say and what I mentioned, about an hour or so ago when I talk about business networking. When you want to be something you're not, you make 30, $50 an hour, some people less than that. I know. You make that but you want to be a millionaire, you want to make 500, you want to make you want to be someone else. You want what someone else has, you want what someone else does. You want the position that they have. And I'm not saying don't ever try to better yourself. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying do the work. Don't pick up a tarot deck. Do the work to get to where you want to be in life. Don't expect the tarot card to do the work for you. Don't expect the tarot card to pick up a card and now it places you in the perfect picture life that you want. And it's when it's trapping you into a false destiny, a false path, and it's trapping you on a 1 year timeline that is going to repeat. And every year you're going to wonder why you're not being successful. In reality, you want to do the cleanup work, create a healthy environment for yourself, make the changes, and don't expect things to change overnight. Slowly make the changes. If you are worried about someone really, really spiritually destiny swapping with you, if you are worried about someone doing forms of witchcraft, magic and sorcery, hexing, trying to destiny swap you, cut that person off and stick to it. And wait a few months to start to see, how do you feel now that you're not talking to that person? Do you miss them? Do you want to talk to them again? Or can you keep coasting through life and you feel fine, and you're good and things are, you know, getting better, and you feel better about who you are and you feel happier about who you are now that you've stopped talking to that person or you've cut them out of your life? Pay attention to those things. Or do you miss them? And you miss their company and you miss what they brought to your life, because they actually did enrich your life and they were actually a friend, and you were the one being weird because you got into tarot. um if you really want to know if someone's trying to destiny swap with you, understand one, it's not personal, it's spiritual. So it's a spirit that's coming over the people around you, and that's how the spirit realm works. It chooses the people it can, it's a parasite that picks what body it can infest the easiest to get to you if it cannot directly demon possess you. And it starts with one, and then other spirits start to come into you when you have this one, and now you're doing all this fortune telling divination stuff, and you're spending time doing that instead of spending time doing what is needed to become rich or famous or married. Just the only three things that people want and need from tarot, you know. Sometimes they may ask about health and wellness, but not really. um yeah, the ancestors are humbling you. They're trying to humble you about the gifts that they've given you and see how you deal with other people wanting to be you. They're trying to teach you lessons from other people wanting to be you. They're trying to see how you react, respond, and seeing, can you bounce back? Can you bounce back from assault? Are you getting better spiritually? Can you do the spiritual warfare? The ancestors are testing you as priest or priestess to see, are you spiritually adept at spiritual warfare, you know? And can you procure the spiritual warfare from your personal power, or do you need a bunch of tools to help you fight that battle? You want to light a candle and carry some crystals around and do this and that, great, and you should. But until from your personal power, like just as a monk, or eh, until, or a nun, just until it's coming from directly from your personal power and your direct connection to God, and you setting a boundary, you know, it's not that advanced level. An advanced level of priestesshood and spirituality is simply being able to rebuke the attack in the name of Christ. You don't have to go through a lot of changes people go through trying to get their destiny back, and it's always a destiny that they never had. You know, um, if you're dating a guy and your friend can flirt with him and now he's dating her, that you weren't supposed to be dating him. And everyone wants to believe, oh, they took something from me, this and that. Maybe they did, but it wasn't yours. If they were able to take it, it wasn't yours. It wasn't your. And yeah, people can take stuff from you. People are thieves. People do steal. But your destiny is not a physical thing. Your destiny is not a man. It's not a man is a physical thing. Your destiny is not a physical thing. Your destiny is not that job you have. Your destiny is not that dress that you bought, that someone can steal from you. It's not a physical thing. It's your name written in the book of life. It's spiritual. And right now, yeah, you can be a human in a spiritual experience or whatever the fuck you want to call it, but you need to be worrying about your salvation, the after life. You need to worry about that salvation or that eternal flame. Um, you get that monkey off the back. Stop worrying about what other people have. Stop being overly concerned with people trying to take something from you, and step into your timeline. Get active in what you have right now. And what you can do to start activating your timeline: clean up your house, do spring cleaning, throw away everything you don't need and don't use, and throw away everything that's not aligned with your destiny. Set a goal. That's your destiny. Your destiny's not up in the air and, oh, I'm supposed to be rich and famous, so it's gotta happen. No, you need to set a goal, and every single day you need to inch toward that goal with an activity. You want $1 million by a certain time? Every day you need to be saving a certain amount of money. That's how you become a millionaire. I hope you win the lottery. I hope you meet a sugar daddy because you're so fine and sprinkle, sprinkle, and he buys you a car and a house and throws and gives you $1 million because he's a sugar daddy and you're the best thing in the world. I hope that happens for you. But I wouldn't tell you to bank on that. I would tell you to bank on your personal power that God gave you. If you are not in a wheelchair, you have the ability to manifest with your labor, with your body, anything that you want. And if you're not in a wheelchair, it will behoove you to do affirmations every morning, thanking God that you're not. You wanna get your destiny back? Go spend time in a hospital or a prison and decide if you want some if you and decide, is your life that fucking bad right now? Or do you got to spend all this time trying to get your destiny back from somebody who took it? Or is nothing wrong with you because you got two legs that work? Go look at how bad other people's lives are and get your mind right and get your head out of your ass. This is advanced about destiny swapping. It's only gonna happen to people who do tarot divination. It's only gonna happen to people who have ever picked up a tarot deck. Um, you know, because that's the only people who's gonna be paranoid of whether they're gonna get what they want out of life. People who use tarot. Everything else is just normal human behavior when you outshine other people and you have power. Christ, look how people treated Christ. You need to expect for everyone to be touching you, to get something from you, for you to heal them. Every time you go out in public, people just can't falling all over themselves to touch you and be next to you because they are getting healing. Why? Because they see God on you. They see God on you and they want that. And as someone who understands what that's like, I'm here to let witches protect your energy. We don't have to let everything use us so much. God want to use us for this. The ancestors want to use us for that. And we're a vessel, and we become this tool, and we don't get to enjoy our life, and it shouldn't be like that. And that's the perspective I often come from as Black High Priestess. Protect your peace too. Just because you're gifted doesn't mean you have to live a life of slavery to everyone's fucking whim. You know, so um you want to prevent destiny swapping, or you want to get your destiny back, or you want to get things back on track. um Keep a clean home, throw away things. Don't take anything into your house that is not aligned with your destiny. Don't accept gifts from people at all. If you that concerned with what you don't have being taken away from you, or or some shit, don't accept gifts into your home from other people. Um, at all. Um, you know, because we're talking about spiritual. We're talking about spiritual ways to prevent destiny swapping, or to, so to speak, reverse it if it's actually occurring. Like I said, spend time around people who are sick and handicapped. Spend time around people who do not have physical freedom or social freedom, because they're either incarcerated or their body is handicapped and they cannot physically take care of themselves. Spend time around those people if you want your destiny back. Do that, and all of a sudden, oh shit, I can walk. I'm a millionaire. I let me explain this to you guys, and this is the best way to get your destiny back. Say this, and this ain't no affirmation. This is what somebody said. This, I don't know, philosophy. This is martial arts or something. I don't know what these are, proverbs or what you would call it, philosophy. It's not necessarily affirmation, but I would want you to repeat this quote. You want to get your destiny back? Remind yourself of this every day. A healthy person has a million problems. A sick person only has one. A healthy person has a million problems. A sick person only has one. For those in the back, or those still figuring it out. When you are healthy, you got a million problems. Oh, my car don't work. Gas is too high. My boss is racist. My boyfriend don't eat my pussy good enough. When you're healthy, you got a million problems. I think Jay-Z made a song about it. In his case, a bitch ain't one. But when you healthy, you got a million problems. Your baby mama, yeah, uh, uh the car don't work. The dog ate this. The refrigerator broke down. You got a million problems when you're healthy. Go ahead and start listing y'all problems. What problems y'all got complain about? Doing tarot, trying to get rid of. This guy don't like me. She didn't call me back. He didn't give me no attention. I got 4C hair. Or I have light skin, but I'm Haitian. When you're healthy, you got a million problems. When you're sick, you only got one. And what do you think that problem is? This is for the slower people. When you're sick, you have one problem, and that is figuring out how to become healthy. When you're sick, you have one problem, and that is figuring out how not to die from that sickness. When you're sick, you can't fix the fridge. You can't take the dog for a walk. You can't get mad at your boyfriend. You know, you can't get rejected by the pretty girl. You can't go to work and get called a racial slur by your boss. Why? Because you're sick. And you can't even do any of those things because you can't move. You can't do nothing. You sick. You're sick. You got this. You got that. See, you got a million problems until the doctor tells you you got cancer. You got a million problems until the doctor tells you you got 6 months to live. You got a million problems until you break your leg and you're in a wheelchair for 6 months, and now you can't work at all. You got a million problems until you only have one. Please, you guys. This is advanced destiny swapping, and this is what a lot spiritual people ain't gonna tell you the truth about the spirit realm. Sometimes, you know, half the time they not dealing with spirits that are clean enough to tell you these things. They deal with falsehood. I'm telling you the truth. All destiny swapping starts the moment you pick up a tarot deck. It's not what other people are doing to you. It's what you did to yourself the moment you asked tarot instead of have faith in God and kept on doing kept on upon your path, minded your fucking business, had a little faith in your works. You know what I'm saying? Have faith in God. Didn't question the process. Didn't try to change the narrative. The moment this guy didn't like you, this chick broke your heart, this job rejected you, you got fired. Now you're asking the tarot, get another job, move on, break up. Don't do what people have to do when something doesn't work. But the most important thing is understand you're an adult. You're not a child where all the adults are going to make sure everything's works and tell you that you're so great when they don't even have it figured out. The moment a billionaire tells you you're going to be a billionaire, then you can believe it. Cuz they're probably the ones going to give you the money. But when somebody don't take no clothes off of from someone naked. Just cuz your high school teacher told you something and they making what they make, how the fuck do they know? How do they know you're going to be successful? They're not rich and famous. But, you know, if Ryan Coogler meets you and tells you you are extremely talented, you're going to be a famous director, and then he gives you his business card, now somebody who actually has the ability to help you become famous is telling you something that you can hear because that person is qualified to tell you because they've achieved it. But your broke ass parents who don't have a degree, your unattractive high school teachers, you know what I'm saying? You know, people who teach because they can't do nothing wrong. I'm not saying anything against teachers. Teachers are one of the most necessary uh jobs there is in humanity, you know, which is essentially a form of motherhood and fatherhood. It's a form of being a parent. But what I'm trying to say is people who have never achieved what they're telling you you're going to achieve are not the people to listen to. Listen to the people who have achieved it if you can even get in their vicinity, and they'll let you know whether you are actually qualified to be in their position, you know. People always telling you what you gonna do, what you gonna be and gonna do when you look good, and they don't do shit to help you, and then they pump your head up, and you think you're so great, and then you think it's gonna be handed to you because oh my god, if they think I'm so great, everyone else I meet is gonna think I'm so great. So when I go on this interview, it should just happen because everyone else told me I'm so great. That, you know, I get it. Like I get how it snowballs, but all I'm trying to say is that you know, the destiny swapping starts the moment you start using divination to create your reality or to create your future or to create a reality that is not real, you know, because you're going against what is being shown to you, or because you have not actually put in the work to achieve that goal that you want the tarot to tell you that you already have, you know. um Destiny swapping starts with that, and a lot of it's in your head. It's the ancestors when it's spiritual. If you want to really if you want to really know if someone is destiny swapping with you, stop talking to them and see if things change. Do And we are talking spiritually. In your body, your body is the first way to trust your intuition, the best way to understand what destiny swapping, if someone is actually destiny swapping and they have that spirit of destiny swapping with you, when you when you associate with them, does something bad happen to you while something good simultaneously happening to them? Simultaneously, meaning you get things are going good for you, you get around them, you get in the car with them, you have a phone conversation with them, you hang out with them, and then out of sudden, oh, your boyfriend breaks up with you, oh, you're losing hours at your job, oh, you're sick, your pets are sick, your mom is sick, something, oh, something bad happens after you are hanging out with them, and in that same instance something good happens to them. Like, oh, you get in the car with them, you get a phone call, oh my, and I rebuke this, but you get a phone call that someone you love died. At the same exact time, they get a phone call, um and they've been crying over someone who broke up with them 10 years ago. And out of nowhere, the moment you get a call that someone you love died, they get a call from this person that left them 10 years ago saying, hey, can we meet up? In the exact same moment. That then you can start to think that there's a spirit of destiny swapping over you. When you feel your blessings being siphoned in real time. In real time. Not, oh, I dyed my hair red and 2 days later she dyed her hair the exact same color. Okay, but is that stopping you from going on the job interview? Is that stopping you from going on the photo shoot? Is that stopping you? It's her choice to show how crazy she is by getting the same exact way you look and going out in public and having the nerve to copycat you in front of everyone. Is that stopping you from becoming rich and famous? The moment what she does is stopping you from continuing to do what you're doing, you can look at it as destiny swapping. So if she dyes her hair, but now she doesn't act, but she went on the interview, she went on the audition, and she landed the exact role that you were going to audition for, the exact role with the exact company in the exact play after she dyed her hair red. That then you can start to look at it as, okay, I am being blocked. My blessings, I'm being blocked from entering into my blessings because this person is entering into my blessings before me. And and you can pinpoint when it started. The moment I got into her car, it started. And something told me not to. If there's no, man, something told me not to before the destiny swap. If you don't have that, man, something told me not to hang out with her, something told me not to get in her car, something told me not to tell her I was going to Hawaii next month, something told me not to tell her me and my boyfriend got back together, something told me not to tell her I just got this job. If you don't have that moment, something told me not to, before you realize that your blessing has been taken away and that exact person now has exactly what you wanted. And when I mean exactly, I mean exactly. And I mean exactly. You plan to go Hawaii, and all out of nowhere you got hit with this $800 bill for this or this or that, and you had to cancel your trip because this bill came out of nowhere, or because I got laid off from work, and now I got to save this money up. And an exact instance that happens, she's winning the lottery for $3,000, and she just booked her trip to Hawaii in the exact instance that your boss called you and said, uh that we don't have any hours for you for 2 weeks. Then you can look at it spiritually. It has to be exact. Other than that, you're being tested by the ancestors to see, can you handle your own fucking destiny before they start to ask, before they start to bless you with more than you've already been blessed with. If you're not feeling your blessings being siphoned from you in real time in these particular ways, and there's that, not that I knew I shouldn't have, you know, um and all it takes is, once your body gives you that intuition, once your body, this person drains you when you're around them, when you're talking to them, your body gets a funny feeling, you become too tired to even get dressed to go out when it comes time to hang out with that person, because your body is trying to tell you that that person is not safe to be around. When there's those physical signs that start to happening, and you got that something told me I shouldn't have messed with this person, um then you can say that that person is maybe demon possessed. Then you can say that that person has a demon over them that is unsafe for me to be around, because that demon, because I am under attack by that demon. Never look at it as your friend or that the particular human that it is. Always look at it as a spirit that they are hosting, because they are susceptible to that spirit. All right. And also look at it as that spirit can leave them and they can start to behave normally toward you again. And that's the real spiritual warfare, is to continue, is to maintain your allies, not to create enemies. You don't want to isolate yourself. You want to be able to be like water and transform something bad into something good, like alchemy. You want to advance, is choosing to use healing to continue to maintain someone as an ally, as opposed to using fire all the time and cutting off and cutting ties with things that are still potential resources, because you don't want to do the healing work or do the exorcism or do the spiritual warfare to rebuke that demon in Christ's name. And you can rebuke it, and your friend, your parents, whoever is in your vicinity acting weird will start acting normal again. And this is why when you start to rebuke things, that's why I don't want to say certain things. I don't. That's why if I'm getting an example, I don't want to say something that I don't want to. I don't want to manifest it. I don't want to manifest it by saying something that is not, has not happened, but I'm putting it out there as, again, as falsehood. And again, manifestation is, it's falsehood. It starts with falsehood. I don't know how else to say it. It starts with falsehood. It starts with being delusional. So you want to be careful with your words, because they do manifest, they do attract, they do banish, and that's why people, the law of attraction, they're using, trying to use manifestation spells for the law of attraction. The law of attraction is, that's a physical, and it's still kinetic energy. The law of attraction is still dealing with kinetic, physical, and metaphysical energies. It is a scientific law. It is not a Wiccan read. Okay? It's a scientific law. So you don't need to do witchcraft or things to to understand the law of attraction. It's a mathematical equation that you understand and figure out. You know, um, it's not an effort that you have to make by saying, by telling the universe and telling the air spirits, I'm this and I'm that and I have this and I have that, when you don't have it. Because the air spirits are going to go figure out, find someone who does, take it from them, bring it to you, so you can keep on calling them and worshiping them instead of worshiping Christ. All right. Yeah. So when destiny swapping is physical, that when it's physical, the way it looks physically is that someone may be trying to steal, they're going to either try to steal your man, steal your style, which also means your lifestyle. But they're either going to try and steal your man, they're going to try and steal your style, or steal your otherwise blessings. That's how it manifests physically. That's what happens, physically. But again, um someone taking something physical from you is not destiny swapping. So someone sleeping with your man, taking your man from you, that's not destiny swapping. That man made a choice to sleep with that woman. That man made a choice to put this woman before you. All right? I'm not saying she might have did you a favor or anything, but it's not destiny swapping when a man is physical. So taking your man, getting the same hairstyle as you, moving to the same neighborhood as you, these are physical things. That does not mean that person is taking away your destiny when they take away something physical. Stop getting tied up into the physical things. And that's wherein lies the spiritual aspect of it. All this destiny swapping worried about, that shows y'all aren't spiritual. And it shows a lot of you guys are demon possessed. Get out of the physical if you want to get really spiritual, and get into what really matters, and get into your salvation. Get into being Christ-like, and start to rebuke things, and just rebuke it and keep it moving. Don't keep giving energy into the issue. You know, don't keep pouring energy into it, being overly concerned with someone taking something from you or stealing something that's yours. Rebuke it. The best prayer that you can pray, that I find that God answers the most quickly and the most effectively, is ask God kindly remove the things and people from my life that are my enemy. Remove the things and people from my life that do not serve me. Remove, and even that can be egocentric, because you need things in your life that don't necessarily serve. You want reciprocation, but everything doesn't have to serve your purpose. Some things are there for companionship, for love, for to be there. Everything doesn't have to be serving you to be around you. You're not the queen of Sheba. So, ask God to remove your enemies from you. I'm telling you, like I always do from experience. I'm telling you, ask God to remove your enemies from you. And what's gonna happen is you gonna forget you asked that until you go to work and this person quit, this person moved, this person left, this person moved out. you know you go forget you even said the prayer and asked God, until all of a sudden you get news that someone is gone, and then you start to think of how you related to that person, and you be surprised. But you would also be surprised that when you are having a problem with a particular person in your life, be be cordial, be an adult. Don't be afraid of confrontation if you're having a problem with another person. But if it persists, ask God to remove that person from your life, and see, don't he do that. I promise you, God will remove people from your life that are giving you problems before he'll give you any of this other stuff. He will, if you ask God to remove someone problematic, you basically asking God, hey, can you get Satan off my back? It's making things hard on me. Because now you're not asking God to give you something, when he already gave you enough, frankly. You just don't appreciate it. Now you're not asking God to give you something. You're asking him, hey, can you help me fight this battle? Because I can't do this and fight this battle. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Can you help me fight this battle? Asking God to do that will alleviate a lot of obstacles, instead of picking up a tarot deck and seeing what the tarot have to say about this problem, this, that, and the third. Ask God to remove obstacles from you and see what happens. Now, um exhausting. I think that's it. But yeah, start to rebuke things. Start to have more conscientious prayers. Start to express gratitude and start to treat what you have like it's $1,000,000. Start to treat the things that you have um like they are precious. Understand there's so many people struggling. Take what you have, pour into that, invest into it. If you don't like your situation, do what you need to do to change it and start making phone calls and asking for help. You know, ask for help with your problems. Don't get overwhelmed. Don't let yourself get so overwhelmed that you're looking to the spirit realm that's invisible to come solve your problems for you, so you don't have to humble yourself and ask for help. A lot of spirits get into your life because your ego
Hypergear Bluetooth
and your
device
lack of
is connected
humility. Because
successfully.
your ego, your lack of humility, um, you're being
Hypergear
delusional.
Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
A lot of spirits will latch onto you with that sin of pride, which was Satan's deadly sin. Pride. Don't let pride cause you problems in your life. And what the main thing this upload is trying to say is that a lot of the destiny swapping energy is coming from the pride of the person who's worried about someone taking their destiny. God, if you're worried about someone swapping your destiny, God is trying to tell you, put down these tarot cards, get back with me, and start surrounding yourself with other God-fearing people and see what that happens in your life. That's what if someone's destiny swapping with you, that's an ancestral message to stop doing fortune telling divination. Rebuke it, ask God to remove it from your life, and keep on doing what you're doing. And if someone has destiny swapped with you, if you feel that it's happening and you saw someone siphon your blessing from yourself to them in real time, and it happened in real time, clean up, get rid of things that other people have given you. Get rid of anything that is not aligned with that one goal that you are worried or feel like this person has stolen from you. Rebuke it. Get a workout routine. Eat as healthy as you can. Get your mind clear. Get rid of spiritual items. Because another thing I forgot to mention with the tarot is, that the destiny swapping has occurred is when other tarot readers, when you are watching other tarot readers, and when they get to your sign, or your birthday or whatever information they're reading you on, when you watch online, you always get pulled bad cards. They always get to you, and the reading is bad. Every other sign has a great reading, but then when they get to your sign with this subject, it's a bad one. And that happens consistently, consistently, consistently. That's when the spirits are trying to steal your destiny through tarot. When you consistently get bad readings, consistently bad. That's because a spirit. That's when the spirit is. That's when destiny swapping is taking its place. So please take heed of this. Um, I'm gonna get going because I haven't seen anything else. But again, and yeah, thank you, Kimley. I will check out Unleashed and Unspeakable Evil That Has Been Trapped, the movie Tarot. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. But thank you everyone for joining. Um, I look forward to talking about more spiritual topics. Um, let me know if you have any questions about this topic, or if there's any context that you want to delve deeper into when it comes to this advanced lecture on destiny swapping. Um, so I wanted to go live and go through all the male zodiac signs that will and will not date ugly women. But I'm gonna have to save that one for the next time. That one's gonna be kind of fun. So I hope this helped. Thanks for listening. Listen, learn, like, subscribe. Follow me on IG for more spiritual content. Peace and love.